Hey, welcome again to Football Friday. Kimbo Camper, Joe Rose, and Joe. Let's let's kind of rehash some old business. Not really old, but the loss of Tyreek. I mean, what a gruesome thing, and nothing. I don't care what you think about Tyreek. The guy gives energy to this team. He's a big presence. He's a big personality.
He's a really good player.
And a really good player. And you put all that together on a team that's kind of, teetering a little bit, and you lose him, somebody's got to fill the void. But first of all, Tyreek, boy, you got to just feel horrible for what he endured.
Yeah, Bo, you play football, something like this can happen. But, I never expected that from a guy that's so athletic. It just shows that, you never know when your time comes to get that serious injury. And we wish him only the best coming back for Tyreek Hill going forward.
Yeah, the news I've heard from them was that it was they were able to get it quickly, which helped from a standpoint of nerve stuff, and so he's going to have an opportunity. But boy, it's going to be a long road.
Tough road for him coming back and to get injured. But listen, I thought he was having a good year considering the way he was being used. It wasn't down the field stuff. It was mostly underneath, but he did a nice job.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Going back 2 games ago, where you started to see Mike. I thought Mike had a pretty good game plan up in Buffalo.
Great. It was one of the best game plans he's put together.
And then you come back this week against the Jets, and again he throws. Getting Tua out of the pocket. Early on, you saw Tua get out of the pocket, good ball handling, ball fake, get out of the pocket. Tyreek coming across, you hit that crosser. Oh, that's what we've seen before. Got him out of the pocket, made space for Tua, and helped that way. And I think if you continue to do that, I thought he had another good game plan.
Yeah.
You continue to do that. I think there's some, especially with this run we're going in Carolina this week, and then you get kind of back to the routine of, so we've been, game, Thursday night game.
Yeah.
2 days.
Back to Sunday at 1 o'clock here for a while.
1 o'clock for about a month or so.
So Bo, let's talk about this for a second. To your point, his game plans have been great. He and his coaching staff put together. His play calling was, I thought, in this last game against the Jets, one of the best I've seen. Getting Tua outside the pocket, as you mentioned, also sticking with the run game.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been running the ball well. It's been nice yards per carry, but we haven't run the ball enough. Yeah. And he stuck with it. I thought it helped the bootlegs. It helped getting outside the pocket. The timing with Tua outside the pocket and his receivers wide open. I mean, Mike dialed up some plays, and then the second part that's connected to that is Darren Waller.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. Listen, you and I have been around this game for a long time. A guy takes a year off, misses 2 camps, comes back. You don't know if he's going to quit.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's injured, and he ends up not playing at all. This guy shows up. He looks 25 years old. Separation. Looked athletic. Has 2 touchdowns in his first game in the red zone. Mike used him perfectly, and Tua got him the ball.
Gets him an early route early on. Gets him into the game.
Right.
I don't think didn't get touched on the route, so he's able to catch the football, get into it, and then they lean on him on a 4th and 4. And you give him the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
That takes some balls from Mike. 4th and 4 to go with him, without having that. Probably hadn't had much contact at all in that game.
Probably,
and then there
probably
you go.
None going into that game. But
well, I mean, none even when he got in the game. Maybe got tackled.
So now you're the Panthers. You're the Chargers.
Yeah.
Some of the games coming up. You now go, hey, they got a 6-6 target. They used to be really good. We got to go back and watch to see how they're using him and how good he is and how we're going to defend him, because he's a tough one-on-one matchup. I never thought we'd say that.
Especially Carolina. You look at Carolina, they started working on the game plan for this game before Monday night's game. Now all of a sudden you come and you go, oh, now we got Waller in. Now we got to go through a whole different, now we got to scrap and replace on the defensive side. So a lot of good things there. So let's kind of talk about that. Going on the road again, which Carolina is not a, it's not a crazy stadium. It's not Buffalo. It's not Baltimore. It's not one of these places where the fans are just there and having cocktails and stuff instead of beers and liquor and all that.
Jumping off tables.
There
and
you
stuff.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. And not only that, but Bryce Young. Okay, he's rating about this point.
I don't know if it's all Bryce Young. I don't think the team.
No, I don't. No, I'm just talking about top to bottom. You look. It's one of his rosters. You look at it, you go, who's that guy? Who's that? Yeah, I mean, you don't.
Yeah.
There's not somebody. Usually, you can go on any team. There's one guy jumps out at you.
Yeah.
Wow, we got to take care of this guy. It doesn't seem to be many of them on that football team.
They got beat up.
Yeah.
embarrassed at New England last week.
Yeah.
And I think Dolphins got to look at that, and they got to go, if we're going to get this thing turned around, we need to put together a complete game,
Yeah.
take care of the run defense that
Yeah.
we've had problems with, get our running game going. You need to go beat the Carolina Panthers.
And you got to beat them. You got to beat them up. I mean, it's there. And look, and one of the things, one of the reasons I'm saying that is I'm starting to get optimistic about this offense. That Mike's kind of finally got a handle on it, and we're seeing more downfield stuff. They're pressing it a little bit, but again, it's going to take. You're going to have guys. Certainly Waddle's got to step up. Achene's got to step up. D's got to step up.
Yeah, Malik's going
to step
have
up.
a bigger role.
It's going to put a bigger role in them, but which is buttressed a little bit by the emergence of Darren Waller. Gives that a whole. To me, that gives a whole presence in the middle of the field that these wide receivers can work off, and not to forget the running back, Achane.
He's the most underrated guy in the league right now.
I'm actually looking to see. Let's keep Achane doing, but I'd like to see Ollie Gordon in the passing game a little bit. Just get him, because during the training camp, preseason games, I thought he caught the ball well.
Yeah.
Thought he run routes well. He blocks. I'd like to see him get the full compliment.
Well, we got a special running back in Achane.
No, I know.
And I know we don't want to beat him up here early in the season, but he is a special player. That was a great pick out of Texas A&M, and
Boy,
he can do everything.
You know what's amazing? You see him outside. You see him run outside, and it looks like he's stoned, and he comes up 10 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards.
Saw him do it against the Colts. He did it against the Jets.
Yeah.
Look, identical plays, bouncing off guys. Got into the end zone. But Bo, it's going to have to happen from a lot of guys. I agree with you. Jaylen Waddle's got to be a number one guy. He's going to get more targets, and he needs to look like the high first-round pick that we took.
And this needs to be a game that your defense gets healthy. I'm talking about the front seven. I'm talking about the running game. I'm talking about the two defensive tackles in the middle. I'm talking about the rush linebackers. I'm talking about the inside linebackers who played pretty well. We were talking about it earlier. The best position on the defense so far has been the two cornerbacks, and that was the biggest concern going in.
Yeah.
And now they're the best guys. So that rest of that group has to step up, and this is a game to get healthy with your stats and get healthy on your confidence that you're gonna start playing better defense than we have this far.
It is worth talking about, and it's going to be the first game for a full game without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That energy, that guy out talking and getting fired up and telling everybody what they're going to do. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like without him, because he was their number one weapon. No matter, it was their number one weapon. But I just like, and if you're serious about coming back home and trying to get back to 500 against the Chargers, you need to take care of business. All of a sudden, you got a wake-up call. You lose those first 3 games. You got to come back and start playing better and better. More takeaways, take care of the ball like they did last week, keep the penalties down, and make people look foolish.
Yeah, speaking of the turnovers, 2 turnovers, 14 points off the turnovers. So you made
the game.
You made hay with
and the second half.
Yep,
Great plays to set up your offense.
All right, Joe. I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'm going Dolphins big in this
2
one.
Dolphins, no Carolina. That's going to do it for Football Friday. Kimbo Camper, Joe Rose.